Hey, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've been on again. I've actually been trying to deal with something that happened that I wanted to share. It happened on Sunday. Okay, so I had gone to church, and my husband had actually stayed home with our daughter because she was sick. She had a cold or something, and so I had taken our other children to church, which was, par for the course. It's what we do. Um, and I was doing okay, but I've mentioned in the past that my husband is my constant. He's like my safe place, the one thing I rely on for just kind of support and whatever. Um, and he wasn't there, but I was handling things okay. I guess I was kind of prepared for um, being at church without him. Um, so sacrament had gone fine. I was still feeling okay. And then I had gone to primary, which I serve in the primary presidency, so I had gone over there, and um, there were just kind of little things that were snowballing just a little bit. One thing in particular was, and if those of you who know who I'm talking about, or if you know that it's you, trust me, I'm over this. I'm good. We're good. This is just, I'm trying to explain the process. There were two ladies that I regard as really good friends. But I'm new in my ward, and so I'm still kind of establishing relationships. Anyway, they were talking to each other, and immediately my first thought was, well, they don't want to talk to me. And I kind of fell back into those old habits that I had. Namely, one of those things is feeling sorry for myself, thinking that nobody likes me, little things like that. Mind you, I am way busy on Sundays. I don't really have a lot of time to talk and chat and just, do nothing. I'm usually doing a lot of things. So I kind of kept that in mind. I'm like, they're talking, that's fine. You have other things you have to do. And I did those things. Things were okay. And then, it kind of was recurring, like, well, maybe they don't really like you. Maybe they're not really your friends, whatever. But I was able to dismiss it. I was doing okay. But it was still there. So then time had gone on, and I had to pass out papers to the different classes in primary that we had to get to the families that are in the ward. So we kind of give them just to the oldest kids in each family in primary, so that not every kid has to have a paper. Anyway, that meant that because we couldn't get them done during singing time, I had to interrupt class time, which I don't like to do, but unfortunately, sometimes I have to. Each time I went into a classroom, the thought would come to my mind saying, the teacher was really upset that I was interrupting again. And I hope I'm making sense. I'm sorry. I'm trying to condense this so that this isn't like a 30-minute video. Anyway, every time I'd come in, I'd get that feeling like the teacher's thinking, oh, she's back again. And like, really, honestly, more papers, just, kind of irritated with me. Then I went into one class in particular where I was kind of waved off by one of the teachers, and I took it very personally. I was like, well, he obviously does not like me, and he's really upset with me, but I know that he had been going through some personal things. So as soon as I left the classroom, I was like, you know what? Not everything's about you. The world does not revolve around you. Maybe he's got some other things to deal with. And so I felt like there was this constant like battle between, like, like the devil angel on your shoulder, and then the whatever it is, the little devil and the angel on your shoulder, how they're kind of battling each other. Anyway, that's kind of what it felt like. Like, it was, Satan's fiery darts were being, were firing at me, but I was constantly able to have help from the other side of that equation by, understanding that not everything's about me. Maybe they're not really upset. And if they are, then that's okay. They have every right and everything to be upset. That's fine. So I felt like I had like struck a little balance. Like I was kind of having a hard time, but I was handling it. So then I had gone on, and mind you, at the end of church, I always look forward to my husband rounding the corner or coming in to pick me up, or just something like there's that moment of that grounding that we talked about a while back, about how like that's my constant, that's my ground, that's my center, so that I can not be dragged down by the feelings that I was feeling. But because my husband had to come to church with me and was tending to our sick daughter, I didn't get that. So like I said, I had kind of thought that I had a handle on this. I wasn't feeling like super overwhelmed. Some of those old feelings came back again. I was kind of feeling insignificant and unloved, but I was okay. Then I noticed that throughout the week, I was kind of short with people, or I was just easily annoyed, or I was quick to anger. Things that honestly happened to me pretty often. So I had kind of dismissed them again, thinking that, it's just me being me, whatever. And my husband kept asking me what was wrong throughout the week. And, I kept telling him I was fine, because I really felt like I could get a handle on this. I keep coming back to this feeling that if I'm trying to help people, then I should have complete control over myself. I should be able to not have any issues or problems or whatever, which is just ridiculous. Sorry, I'm just gonna kind of adjust. All right, there we go. It's ridiculous. Everyone has a hard time. Everyone has, things they have to deal with. So, but I was dismissing it because I want to be this strong, I guess, example of overcoming, adversity and thriving amidst the chaos, like I'm trying to preach and help others by doing. So, like I said, all week my husband had asked me what was wrong. Then finally come Thursday, so that was yesterday. So yeah, so from Sunday until Thursday, I thought I had control over this, but I was actually projecting, and I didn't even realize that, because I was dismissing it, thinking, oh, this is just me. But finally, something had kind of tipped the scales, and it's really insignificant. It's just something that I saw on Facebook. Remember how I said I was going to take a break from Facebook? Well, that apparently I've struggled with. So something happened, and it cut me to my core. Like it penetrated my soul, and I was just really struggling. And I kind of just burst into tears to my husband, and I spilled my guts about what was happening, about something that I had seen on Facebook, and I was trying to understand stuff. And anyway, that was almost an insignificant part to all this, because what had happened was, because I had not humbled myself enough to go to my husband and explain to him what happened on Sunday, somehow I had kept that in the back of my mind, and it was coming through in my other interactions with my children, with other people. I was being really judgy. I was being really mean. It was not a pretty side of me. Anyway, so when I started talking about this thing on Facebook, I said, and then this happened to me on Sunday, and it just was just pouring out of me, all of these feelings that I had. And I was getting irritated with myself, because I know better than that. And I know that I shouldn't feel that way. And I have all these strategies, and what's wrong with me. And my husband says, I could tell something was wrong. He's like, I could tell all week that you haven't been yourself, where I thought I was being myself. I thought that was who I was. But he was like, you were not being yourself. You were very short with people, very curt, things like that. And he's like, but you always think that you don't have to talk to me because you've got it under control. And he's like, but you need to. Everyone needs to. So that's kind of where I wanted to get to. I know I've talked about how you need to kind of talk about the issue and stuff, but that was the lesson that I had to get to, was that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to admit that something's bothering you. And actually, it's really important that you can do that. If for whatever reason you don't have somebody that you feel confident enough in, I guess, spilling your guts to, then, if you can find a therapist or just anybody that you can just kind of, get the words out to. Mind you, when I did this, when I spilled my guts to my husband, he didn't say a word to me. And I know that sounds kind of callous, but it's what I needed. I needed to just get everything out, and I needed somebody to just listen to me. And when I was done, he was able to, kind of slowly encourage me and comfort me. And I've said it before, if you don't have anyone that you can talk to, then talk to your Heavenly Father. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you believe or, whatever you want, whatever, even if you don't have anything, try. I hate to admit this, but I didn't pray throughout all of this because I am kind of that stubborn, rebellious person where I think, well, no, I can handle this. I can do it. I don't need any help. But I do, I really need my Heavenly Father's help. I need those around me. I need encouragement. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do I think that you should burden other people with your problems? Absolutely not. But there needs to be an opportunity for you to get out what you think is seemingly not bothering you. Because I kept coming back to that throughout the week, that I needed to talk to Cameron, but I was like, no, I got this. I can handle it. So it's okay if you don't have it. It's okay if you're, just muddling through and you need to get something out so that you can get back to who you honestly, truly are. All right, we're getting a little lengthy now, so I'm going to cut it off there. I hope it made sense. I'm really sorry. I've been, trying to deal with this for almost a week now, and I just wanted to kind of figure out what my thoughts were and what the lesson was and what how I dealt with it. So, basically in summation, you have the power to expel evil. If you feel those fiery darts, if you feel that that evil that's telling you you're not good enough, or you're not, that nobody loves you or whatever, you have the power to draw on ancestral help and angelic help, which is what I truly felt like was happening to me. So you have the power, you have that opportunity to do that. And also, you don't feel like you can do this on your own. That sounded wrong. I don't want you to think that you can't do this on your own, but there's no reason why you should have to. So I don't know, if you even want to talk to me, if you want to just say, this is what I'm going through, I just need to get it out, then I can be there to listen. I might not know how to exactly to help you, but I can tell you what would help me, and I can just be there to be a listening ear. So anyway, I'm going to take off, and like my videos, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to just share the YouTube channel onto Facebook so that I can hopefully legitimize the YouTube channel a little bit more. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm here to listen, and I hope you have a wonderful week. That's it. Thanks.